Can Congress expose the Epstein list? What it would take to finally name names? They said there is no Epstein client list. And yet, Ghislaine Maxwell sits in a federal prison, convicted of trafficking underage girls to someone. J.P. Morgan Chase has paid nearly $300 million to Epstein's victims. Deutsche Bank handed over $75 million. But somehow, no one else has been indicted. No clients have been named. And no court, no jury, no grand jury has ever been given a full list of the men who abused, paid for, or enabled Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. But what if Congress decided to act? Could a televised hearing, like the 9/11 Commission or the January 6th Committee, force open the vault of sealed records and survivor testimony? Could a congressional investigation finally give the public the truth? For years, victims of Jeffrey Epstein have told their stories. Some in court, some in documentaries, some in whispers, afraid of retaliation or being silenced again. We now know that over 150 victims have been identified. We know that Epstein's banks, J.P. Morgan and Deutsche Bank, facilitated his crimes by handling millions in hush money, cash withdrawals, and shady transfers through offshore accounts. We know that red flags were ignored and that high-ranking banking executives maintained relationships with Epstein even after he was a registered sex offender. We know this because civil lawsuits forced it into the light. But here's the catch. In those lawsuits, no individual clients were named in settlements. The institutions paid the money, but the identities of those who committed the abuse remain largely hidden. That is, unless Congress steps in. The U.S. House of Representatives has subpoena power. It can legally compel the release of flight manifests, bank transaction records, internal memos, sealed court documents, and most critically, sworn survivor depositions naming names. It can call victims to testify. It can call former Epstein staffers, bankers, and enablers. It can put the Department of Justice under oath and ask why no client has ever been indicted. Congress has the power, but does it have the will? So why hasn't this happened? Because the truth is dangerous. Epstein's network allegedly touched billionaires, politicians, foreign royalty, media executives, intelligence officials, and celebrities. Both Republicans and Democrats may have something to lose. Both parties may fear what names might emerge. And powerful financial interests, from Wall Street to Silicon Valley, would prefer the past stay buried. But here's the truth. Survivors are still waiting. The public is still asking. And justice has yet to be served. Congress could force this into the open. A hearing could become the mechanism by which we finally learn who took those flights, who paid those hush money settlements, who those girls were trafficked to. Not just Epstein, not just Maxwell, but the buyers, the clients, the men at the top. It would take courage. It would take transparency. It would take Congress doing what no one else has had the guts to do. Until then, the Epstein list remains unspoken, not because it doesn't exist, but because no one in power has demanded that it be.